What's up guys, I'm here with a video. Now this one was just kind of a spur of the moment video, and is once again in the new setup. As I mentioned in the last video, I'm going to be doing more videos in this new setup. So yeah, and I today am doing a sort of a different thing from what I usually do. I'm doing a review slash recommendation of one of my all-time favorites. Right now, my second favorite, right under Flowers of Evil. It is a Shonen Jump, Bakuman, by the, of course, creators of Death Note, Sugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. Right there. Love. Now, I'm first gonna say 10 out of 10. Love this series. It is fucking amazing. And what can I even say about this manga? It is a successor to Death Note. I'm gonna say it. I prefer this over Death Note. Although they are both very different genres of manga. Out of the two that these guys I've read, and that these guys have actually, written together, this one is better than Death Note. Hot take, controversial opinion, I don't know, but that's at least what I think. And now, this manga is a bit of an interesting plot because it's a manga about people who write manga. Little weird, but little meta, I guess. But yeah, this manga is amazing. Like, I fucking like. Can I first say that these covers are amazing. Like, they are fucking awesome. Like, God, they're awesome. Like, I could lay them all out and show you, but you know what? Actually, I'll do that at the end of the video, because right now, let's just get in, like, the review. Now, this manga starts off kind of like a slice of life, right? It starts off in these two high school kids. It starts off with this one here, Mashiro, and he's just kind of sitting there doing his work, fucking. He's talking about his life, he's narrating, and then this guy, Akito, comes up to him and says, "Hey, you're good at art. I stole your notebook. I see your art. You're really good. I want you to help me do manga." "All right, because I'm really good at writing, and you are really good at art, and we'll just do art. We'll just do manga." And that's pretty much how it starts. Mashiro just kind of goes, "All right, let's do that." And then his crush, they make up this dream, right? And I'm gonna go into spoilers, but they make up this dream. Him and his crush. I don't fucking remember her name, but you know what? Let's look at this. Let's see what her name is. I'm sorry, I don't remember a whole lot of things, and I just, yeah, it's starting. It has all the characters, right here, right? All the characters are right here. Now let's see, where is Azuki, right? Him and Mashiro and Azuki make up the dream of, when their series, Akito and Mashiro, when their series gets an anime, her Mashiro and Akito, no, Azuki will get married. Now, as they slowly progress through the manga, right, they slowly run into new characters like Iji right here, who is an absolute fucking amazing character. He's like this. goofball, not taking manga that seriously, but at the same time taking it very seriously character. The first time you meet him, he's kind of like a stone. He's like a stone cold, like pretentious dickbag. But the more and more he progresses through the manga, he becomes a fucking amazing character. Now, I have been reading this series for a year now. It took me a while to get all 20 volumes of it, but uh, off of memory, I will be going off of memory, and I might not point out every detail, but yeah, this is not really. I'm not very good at reviewing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I thought I would try it since I've seen it a lot and I really wanted to try it. But this, yeah, as you go on, him and like Fukara and Azuki, Fukara again. These two, they get really, really into character development. But we're gonna stay on volume 6 here. But and the story, as it progresses, they start writing manga and they go through trial and error and they pick up a series. Their first series they write. Uh, what was it called? They write this series. Um, Detective Trap. That was the first series that they wrote that took off. Right? It was about this detective. He was like a con artist. If I remember correctly, he was like a con artist detective kind of thing, and it's it was the first manga that took off, and it gave them huge success for a while, for a long time, until they start getting like up in the leaderboard. They start going up. They start getting more popular in Shonen Jump, and till they find out that Mashiro here can't fulfill his dream with that manga because suddenly they realize if they want to get that, if they're gonna have to do that manga, if they want to do that manga, they're not gonna be able to get an anime for it, like at all. The anime for it is not possible. They're never gonna be able to do it. So basically, they have to write another manga. But the problem is their editor. What's his fucking name again? God, I should have proofreaded this before I actually wrote a script. I could have done that. Where's number 5? Right. Hattori. 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 Yeah, their editor, Hattori, they have to get a new editor who, at first, they hate. They don't like him because he tells them it's fucking 1-7. Mihura. Mihura. That's the new editor, Mihura. And basically, what they have to do is they have to write a comedy manga, but they don't write just a comedy manga. They write a comedy, like, fuck, what was it again? I don't remember. They have to write a comedy, like, gag manga, but if you have read this or are going to read it, they're not good at writing gag manga. They're only good at writing um serious manga. Really serious, like dark tone manga. That's what they're good at writing. They're not good at writing like gag manga, overly gag manga, comedy manga, and they basically have to write a gag manga if they want to get an anime, or at least that's what they think. Unlike their first manga, which I just remembered, I'm fucking retarded because their first manga that took off was not Detective Trap. It was the world is all about money and intelligence. Their first one shot took off. I'm sorry, I've read this over a year and I'm fucking dumb, but unlike that one, it is a very gag and unserious and just not dark. Just the manga is not their type of manga. They can't write it. They don't know how to write it. So they go through this whole thing with their editor Mihura, where they want to switch back editors to Hattori, but they can't because they have to, they can't just switch editors because that's. So then they, after going through and actually figuring out that they can write a gag manga, that they can somewhat write a gag manga, they had to go the thing of learning that you can't just get rid of your editor because you have to respect him. He is the one who helps you. So they end up trusting Mihura a little bit more, and they end up, bonding a little bit more, but they eventually they request a forced stop of their gag manga because they can't write it anymore. They don't know how to write it, and they go through the whole scenario of they don't know if they'll be able to stop it unless they're forced to stop it, forced to quit, unless it starts going down in ratings and they're forced to quit. But they don't want to do that, so they go to the director. They're like, yeah, we don't want to go anymore, we don't want to write this, we don't know how to write it, and they're allowed to stop. They get stopped, and they end up writing their next manga. They end up writing their next manga. Fuck, what was it called? I just finished this series. PCB, Perfect Crime Party. Right. They end up writing Perfect Crime Party, which takes off pretty much immediately. It's back to their more serious but kind of gag manga. Since they learned to write a little bit of a gag manga, they were able to make PCP into kind of what that is, but it's still more of a serious and more, serious, fuck, what's the word? Revolved around series. And they figure out, of course, and they want to continue with this series because it's a popular series. Everyone loves PCP. And this is good. This goes on for a while, and a few years later, they're going through high school and college, and they're writing manga. They find out that they eventually go into one of the best battle arcs, and I'm not even joking with this, in all of shonen that I've read so far. They have to fight up against this guy, or they had to battle against this guy who has people online that help him write manga. So basically he writes unoriginal manga. And it's through this whole thing of them figuring out how did this guy write such a good, one day let's start at the beginning. One day a one shot shows up to the office, right? They all read it. It's one of the best one shots they've ever read. They're like, how can this happen? How can a rookie do this? How can a rookie do this? How do they write this one shot? And they're wondering this, right? So then Mashiro and what's his name? Akito have to figure out a way to counter this manga. This manga that was clearly inspired by them and is a more serious tone manga, Classroom of Truth. I just remembered the name, but Classroom of Truth. They had to find out a way to, counter this manga, be better than the manga, because it's so far getting better ratings than their manga. So they have to go into this whole arc where they battle him, and they had to figure out what's so good about the manga and how is he writing so good. And they eventually figure out that he doesn't use an editor. He completely disregards and disrespects his editor, and he uses people online to give him concepts. So it's basically an unoriginal manga. And they find this out, and they think, well, we can do better. We will do better. And they do. They do amazingly better. They annihilate this guy, and he loses all confidence and just leaves the manga industry. Fuck, what happened next? Well, then, after the guy leaves for a little while, you know. Actually, am I forgetting a huge plot point that happened in that manga? Fuck. Because I do remember. Hold on, let me see. Actually, I remember it starts in a specific volume. I just hope nobody fucking heard that. Please don't let it. I'm actually super fucking nervous right now. I really hope nobody fucking heard that. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Hold on guys, I'm gonna stop recording right now. I just made a huge fucking... Sorry about that guys. I made a really loud noise and I had to go check out if my parents heard it. Luckily they didn't. And also it gave me a little bit of time to like catch a breather, you know, get some water, and review the manga a little bit more. Now I was like reminiscing if I forgot something in the first like battle part of the battle arc, which I didn't. One of many battle arcs is pretty much the only one I remember. The other ones are quite small, but not kind of long. And I wasn't forgetting anything in the first part. I was thinking of something that happened in the second part, which we will get into. But as I was saying, you know, the guy leaves the manga industry for a little bit, you know, and it's all fine and dandy from there. Pretty much, except for a little bit more drama goes on, you know. Look, camera's falling over. Also, this will be like a two-parter, but it will be like combined into one video, so it's not, you know, two parts like the first video I made. Because I got a new camera and I'm able to do stuff like that now. Kind of. I just also figured out about it. I got a new phone, not camera, but yeah, I can do a lot more with it. But I've stacked up my manga because I'm not gonna do the two split again because I don't want it to fall over. But anyway, yeah, it's basically all fine from there until the second part of the battle arc starts, where the guy comes back. But it's weird because he doesn't just come back. It starts off by a bunch of like older Nanamine. I'm gonna call him that from now on because that's his fucking name. Nanamine, the antagonist of this arc. He like basically it starts off with a bunch of older dudes coming in like veterans, and they start turning in their manga, and this one guy turns in this manga that's like an ecchi manga, but it's really, really good for shonen and really good for business. And they try to take this guy in, and they do, and he starts writing the manga, and he's doing all this, and then, and they don't, they're sitting there like, yeah, this guy has experience, he's a veteran, he's done this before, how can he do this? You know, his manga didn't really succeed. And they find, and Mashiro and Akito, the two main guys, end up getting a call from Nanamine saying, hey, I want to show you something. So basically, they go out, you know, and they show, and Nanamine meets up with him, and he shows him that he, with the funding from his father, has made a company where he recruits people to write manga, and then he has other people, he has like teenagers and stuff, review it, rate it, and then he sends the best people to write manga at Shonen Jump Ram, which is why a bunch of veterans have been showing up instead of rookies. So when they find this out, they're sitting there like, well, how are we going to top any of this? We can't, because, you know, he's got an ace up his sleeve, and, you know, everything's going on. And that goes on for a while, and then the guy who writes Penny Flashlight, what the manga is called, he finds out that he wants to start writing original manga, his own manga. So he leaves the company. Nanami is absolutely distraught. I don't even know. He's losing confidence. His idea is starting to fall once, Mashiro tells it to Hattori, and then Hattori tells it to Iji's editor, and then, he tells it to Iji, and then it spreads, and everybody's like, we don't want this guy. We don't want him. He's not good for business. He's good for business, but he's not following the Shonen Jump way, And he basically, Mashiro and Akito are sitting there like, you know what? We want to do something. We're gonna go head to head with this guy. He's gonna write his own manga, and we're gonna write our own manga, and we're gonna see who gets higher ratings, and whoever gets higher ratings wins. And spoiler alert, Mashiro and Akito win. They win by a landslide, and basically, that's the last we'll be seeing of Nanami. He basically completely leaves the manga industry. I don't really remember what happens to his company. I believe he shuts it down and lays off everybody. And then another important arc goes on, but before all this, there's this guy in there. I should probably remember his name. I'm going to not do the two stacking, but I'm going to take some of the volumes down real quick just so I can remember the characters. They should both be listed in volume 14. Let's see. I want. Fuck, where'd he go? That guy. Sorry, guys, I'm not very good at this. I've never done this before, but it's J. Moria. Yeah, he's another author, and him and Aoki and Moria has been going through this whole thing where he's in love with Aoki, and he basically sits there and he's like, I want to confess my love, and he does. He confesses love, and they go on a date, and he does the thing of proposing, and he proposes, they get engaged, and they get married. It's this whole fucking thing. There's also the whole thing with Akito. He gets married to this other chick who I don't even remember her fucking name. I'm not looking through the book to remember her name. I'm sorry, man. But this video is going to be too long anyway, and it's not even that good of a review. You know what? No. Professionalism. Fuck it. Professional. Should be in at least volume 2. Miyoshi and Akito, or Takai, I'm going to continue calling Akito because that's the name I remember him by. They get married, they become the whole wife, and God, I just remembered so many arcs I'm missing, but I'm trying to make this review kind of quick and not spoil everything. I'm going to spoil, of course, the biggest things, but yeah. And basically, what was I just fucking... Oh, right. Yeah, Moria and Aoki, they get married, and they, go off on their honeymoon and everything. And then the big arc, the most important, besides the battle arc with Nanami, Mashiro, and Akito, Ieiji says that if he becomes the best and most popular manga artist in Shonen Jump, he wants to stop a series. He wants to completely get rid of a series. And he has the right. So basically, he gets first place 10, 20 weeks in a row, right? And he finally gets the right to stop a series. Everyone's battling against him. Everyone's sitting there yeah, we don't want him to do this. you know, because they find out he wants to stop his series, Crow, because he doesn't want to write it anymore. He's not, he's lost interest in writing it anymore, and he doesn't want to write or draw it anymore. And basically, they stop. He wins. He stops the series. He's done with it. You know, and they find out that he's written, or his editors found out that he's written like tons of other manga, but he's not gonna quite get back into writing manga. He wants to take a break because he's been writing it for so long. And then the ending part, they find out that PCP will be animated. Basically, this is the spoilers for the ending. I'm sorry if I mentioned that, but I didn't mention that. But PCP will be animated. It's going to be animated. They're happy. Mashiro's finally going to accomplish his dream. So, basically, through this entire story, I haven't told you, but Mashiro and Azuki haven't seen each other like once, except for like one time when they had to break that rule. But they have not seen each other. They barely contacted each other, and then the exact time and day when the first episode of that anime airs, Mashiro runs down to Azuki's house and he proposes. You know, he's sitting there, he's like, I want to get married. We're gonna get married. And the whole manga ends with them, like, outside of Azuki's house, you know. And they go back to the time of when it first started, and the manga ends with them both like staring up in the sky. Azuki accepts the proposal, and you know, they kiss. Fuck yeah, that's what I wanted. They kiss, and the manga ends just like that. No merit, no like wedding, you know, marriage. Kind of disappointed by that, but you can't go wrong with this manga. This manga's amazing. No matter what happens, even if it gets a little boring at times, it's amazing. But the story wraps up like that. Mashiro proposes, Azuki accepts, they kiss for the first time. It's amazing. And that's basically everything. That isn't I forgot a lot of the smaller arcs, but I forgot over time because I've been reading this series for a year. I just recently got, it was last December, I got the remaining 6 volumes I needed. Volumes 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And I just recently read them. I just recently caught up, like a month or two ago, and I don't really remember anything, so I'm sorry if I missed stuff. If you're a big fan of this series, you can comment down below all the hate you want and everything I missed, but I don't really want to spoil everything. I want to leave that up to you guys. I'll probably try and put a spoiler alert before this video, but you probably know that this video is you're probably gonna suspect that this video will spoil stuff. I'm sorry, but yeah. But as for the review, that is over now. Now for the recommendation part, I don't really have too much to say except for this series is one of the best shonen that you can read. If you're not into the whole like slice of life, like business aspect, it's probably not the manga for you. But if you enjoy Death Note and you like Takeshi Obata and Tsugumi Oba, or Oba, check it out. I recommend it. 10 out of 10. It's a fucking amazing manga. And I don't really have too much more to say except for go read it, experience it, read all of it. At least give the first, if you really want things to pick up, I'd say read more than 2 volumes of it, definitely. But if you want to experience it a little bit, I would recommend the first 2 volumes. They're pretty good. And that's how I got into it. I read the first 2 volumes. I loved it. I bought more. And don't know. I just want to say, read this manga. I wanted to make this video because I just finished Bakuman like a little bit ago, and I love the fucking hell out of it, and I just wanted to show my appreciation for it. So go read Bakuman. It's fucking amazing. Now, as for the end of this video, that's it. I'm done, man. This video is gonna be a little longer than usual, except for the first two videos that I made. That was like an hour long, and it combined together. So it's probably not gonna be that long. It's probably gonna be like half an hour. I'm sorry, but I really wanted to show my love for this manga because it is fucking amazing. And that's it. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe, which you're probably not, but go ahead if you want to. And I will try and do more videos like this. I do have another one kind of like this planned. I'm going to try it a little bit more because I have watched a lot of reviews and I really love the review aspect of YouTube, like movie reviews, game reviews. Well, not really game review. I've been watching a lot of Video Game Donkey, so I enjoy those kinds of game reviews, but besides that, that's going to do it, you know? I will try and upload more videos like this, but if you don't want them, tell me, I won't upload them. No, I'll probably still upload them. Fuck you. Hey, love you guys. Subscribe, like the video if you want to. I'm out. See ya. Sorry about that. I actually completely forgot I was gonna do this in the first part of my video. I completely forgot that I said this, but here are all of the Bakuman covers laid out all on my bed. All 20 volumes. Volume 20 has one of the best covers, especially with that translucent 2 and 0. But yeah, I completely forgot I was going to do this, so this is technically a third part, but not really, because, you know, it's only going to be a couple seconds long, and it's going to go at the end of the video, but look at that. Damn. Now, yeah. Now I want to see if I can get maybe a thumbnail shot. Maybe. Oh shit, I keep making noise. Thumbnail shot. Like this. You know, kinda. Maybe a little up. Keep it still, keep it still, keep it still. Okay. Sorry about that, but forgot I was gonna do that, but yeah. Now it's the end of the video. Like, subscribe. Once again, I'm sorry, I forgot I was gonna do that, but yeah, I've done it, you know, all the volumes down there. Love you guys. I will upload again. Bye.